Welcome to rizeuptv.com. My name is Jim Hollinger, and I'll be your host today. And I'd like to give you a great shout out and let you know how glad I am that you're here. Today, we're going to be taking a look at what would you do with $100,000. If you would have asked the people in New York City that, they could have told you. In 1885, they had a big problem. They needed to raise $100,000 to put together the Statue of Liberty. You see, it was in boxes and in crates, and they had to have the money to put it together. Congress said, we don't know how to fund it. We can't seem to agree on a way to getting that done. New York City said, we don't have the money. New York State said, we can't do it. But the people had that determination that we have developed as Americans, and that is we can do it. We just got to figure out how. And so the solution came as they were looking and as they were thinking. The owner of the New York World Press, Joseph Pulitzer, decided to run a fundraising campaign in his newspaper. This is a classic example of a crowdfunding project, but it was begun in 1885. They raised $101 million from 160,000 donors. Money was not big around then, and there were some tough times, but people gave nickels and dimes and quarters and half dollars. And yes, there were a few dollars in there, but most of it was change. They raised that money. The Statue of Liberty was put together, and it stands there today for a symbol of freedom, hope for all. 97 years later, President Ronald Reagan put together a private fundraising campaign, and that was to raise $700 million to restore the Statue of Liberty for the centennial. He asked Lee Iacocca to head that up, and he did, and they raised over $700 million, and it's still coming in because of the stuff that they put in place back then. Another president used crowdfunding, and that's President Obama. He raised more than $500 million for his 2008 campaign. As a matter of fact, he also in 2012 initiated the Jobs Act, which said that businesses or people that wanting to raise money to start a business could have a crowdfunding project. And so crowdfunding got its birth. It was actually there before, but it got its birth as people being able to use it for raising money for other things. The Statue of Liberty did get built. It stands tall, and it's overlooking the New York, the harbor, and people can go up in there and they can look out and see the view. But there's another dilemma that's facing Americans now. The middle class is disappearing. The economy that we've been going through is affecting everybody, and the middle class are disappearing. So they were looking for a solution. And once again, American ingenuity came up with the answer. That is, let's do it together. What would you do with $100,000? That was the question we asked you. And that's important. But better than that is, where are you going to get the $100,000? We're going to take a look at some fundraising projects and different things that you can do. And we're going to talk about what are the differences, which one's better. There's over 1,000 of them. They all have different ideas and things for. And so let's take a look at it. We're going to be talking about fundraising, crowdfunding, community funding, and cooperative pool sharing. I'm going to be talking about the last two the most because they are actually most effective for an average person. And we're going to talk about why most people fail. Did you know that over half the people that start a fundraising crowdfunding project do not reach their goal? It's not because of the platform doesn't work, but it's because the people don't know how to do it. And so we're going to show you and share with you some tips and secrets of how to do it. This is James Robertson. He's probably the most famous guy there is when it comes to crowdfunding. And the reason for that is because he raised $349,000 in 1 month. But it wasn't because he knew what he was doing. It's because Evan said, hey, I'd like to put together a project for you. I've got some people that'll come together and we'll promote this. And we'd like to raise $25,000 for you to get a car. This made the national news as they took pictures, as they put it out to the press, and it spread all around the country, and he became famous overnight. Well, he got his car, but it was given to him by the Ford dealer. He raised enough money to buy a new home. Now, I've got a question for you. Is that legal? Yes. Did he have to give it back? No. People knew how much they were giving. They knew that the goal was met, but they still gave. Why? People want to be a part of something big, a part of something that's new, a part of something that is helping other people. And that's what we want to talk about today. But in doing that, I want to share with you some of the fees that are involved with this. If you use a GoFundMe project, there's no fee to create your project. But there is a fee for the donations that you receive, 5% plus 2.9% processing of the credit cards and 30 cents per transaction. So the fees of this would have been $39,792. Now I've got a question for you. If you were raising money, wouldn't you like to have that $39,000? What if I told you there's a way that you can do that and cut those fees way back? With our platform that we're going to be talking about today, and I'm going to be sharing with you, it's $250 to create that project and to raise that money. And you can raise that money for a whole year if need be. Let's take a look at it. Alexis found out that word of mouth is the most powerful tool there is. When you do a crowdfunding project, the first thing that you want to do is you want to let everybody you know about your project. You want to give it exposure. You want to use the word of mouth. You want to use your social media. And she needed to raise $5,000. You see, she came from the Bronx. She had 3 sisters, lived with her mother, and she made it to college. But when she got there, she was working, all right, but she was going to school also. She still didn't make enough money to cover all of her student loan. And so when it came to the end of the year, she needed $5,000. Everybody kept telling her, Alexis, look, we'll help you. Let's put together a crowdfunding project. You can raise it. People are doing it all around us. And so she said, okay, let's do it. So they did it. They put together the project, and look at this. In 27 hours, she had reached her $5,000 that she needed to pay her school bill. She went to her crowdfunding page, and look what she said. I'm going to read this to you. Today, you all showed me that there is love in this world and that hard work is never in vain, no matter how hopeless the situation seems. You are all so incredible, and I will pay every cent forward as I continue on the road to success. And she went on and received $9,761. Now, remember I told you about our project being good for a year? She raised this money in a week, in a day, actually, what she needed. But with our project, she's going to need more money, but she just hasn't thought it through. What do you mean she's going to need more money? When she graduates, she's going to have a place to stay. She's going to need housing, furniture, moving expense, deposit on utilities, probably a car, and to be able to eat until she gets a job. We would have allowed her to expand her project and to include that in it. And as long as people would keep giving, then she could receive those donations and have that need met. If she decides to start a business, she can go ahead and say, I need to raise $250,000 to start a business. And so she could have done that. Last year, okay, crowdfunding was the fastest growing segment of crowdfunding there was, paying off student loans. So you can change that, and there's no additional cost to change your project. Student loans grew 4,017% last year. That's incredible, but it's because people were helping people, spreading it by word of mouth. What is cooperative funding? That's a new word that we have for you today, and that is people working together to get a project done and sharing in the results of that. A lot of people feel funny about starting a crowdfunding project because they feel like they're begging. They feel like they're asking people to do something that they really are uncomfortable with. So what you want to do is, instead of asking your family and your friends to support you, help them reach their project. If everybody at school, and the reason it worked in college is because everybody was still in school and the word spread quick. Well, your family, your friends, they have goals. Maybe they want to pay off their student loan. Maybe they'd like to start a business. Maybe they need some special attention for health issues, and they need to raise some money for that, dental work. Whatever it is, you can raise that money, and we can help you get it done. And together, you can have fun. Let me ask you a question. If you're going to play football or little league, softball or basketball or soccer, is it more fun to play by yourself or with a team? It's more fun with a team, and that's what we do. This is how it works. And when you share this information with others and they join you, they become a part of your cooperative pool sharing, which is another way to raise funds. And we'll share that with you in a second. First of all, I want to tell you kind of how it works. Bob Grossnickel, he's right here. He is a retired insurance agent, and he was trying to figure this out, how it worked. You see, for 45 years, he had worked with Little League, but he didn't have enough money for Little League. They have a project, and they want to raise $1 million for the Challengers. The Challengers are a group of kids that need a special stadium for them, and they wanted to raise that money for their stadium. So Bob said, how can we do that? How does this work? Well, we're going to combine two things, Bob. We're going to combine crowdfunding, community funding, and also our pool sharing. You're going to be able to give back to the kids' parents when they make a donation so their kids can play ball. Instead of just giving the Little League a donation, Little League is going to say, look, we'd like to give you back something. We'd like to give back to the community. And when you make a donation, when you set up and join a project with us, we want to help you to be able to send your kids to college, provide for the needs that they may have because of the extra expenses involved in maintaining and taking care of them. Help them set up that college fund, help them go on and maybe get out of debt, help them to raise a house payment if they need. Whatever it is, they can get that by working together. But what it does for your project, Bob, is it's going to give them continual donations. Instead of having a fundraiser once a year to raise money, you're going to have one that's going to continue on for a whole year. Why? Because as other people hear about this, they're going to spread the word to other people. Other Little Leagues are going to hear about this, and when they join, they're going to be supporting your project as well as you supporting and helping them because you guys already have the experience of how to do it. And that's the way that it works. It's a cooperative of people working together in a community and giving back one to another. There's nothing new about a cooperative. The early pioneers had it. When you went out west and you wanted to build a house, what would happen is the people in town, you say, hey, I'd like to live here. I settle here. I'll live in my wagon until I get it done, and I'll make a temporary camp, but I need to build a house. How does this work? And they would tell them, they said, well, look, we've got 3-4 houses ahead of you, whatever it is. You help us build them, and then you'll be next. And then we'll add you to the list, and we'll all come together and we'll help you put that up. They got so good at that, they could raise a barn or a house in a day or a week. But there's nothing new about that because it's being done still today. Habitat to Humanity can build a house in a week. And if you want to live in a Habitat home, what you do is you help somebody else who's already in line build their house. Habitat wants you to be a part of it for 2 reasons. They want you to have something invested in it, some sweat equity, and they want you to know how a house is built. So if it needs repairs, you're going to know how to do it. You're going to know how to take an electrical socket and change it because you help put it in there. And so that's the great part of how this thing works. So once again, it's working together to get the job done, and it serves everybody well. Mitch's project, when I invited Mitch to become a part of this, the first week he had invited 8-10 people, 6 of them joined, and he's still got 2 more that he's looking at and joining today. And his project is to provide for the needs of veterans, whether they have a need because they've had injuries, or maybe they just can't find a job. They are actually raising money and giving it to the veterans and paying them to go do something or help on some other kind of a project to provide for their need and to raise money. If they want to start a business, we can help them do that. So way to go, Mitch. Congratulations on a great first week. Let's explore how this works, how you can achieve your goals and your dreams. First of all, what is cooperative sharing and how do you receive your money? There's 2 ways you receive donations, you receive money. The first one is with your platform and a donation. If somebody comes up to you and they say, hey, I really like your project, I'd like to give you some money for it, and they put some money in your hand, $300, you look at them and you say, thank you, you put it in your wallet, you use it for your project, and that's what it was given to you for. Somebody sends you a card, and in the card they have a check and say, this is for your project. Or if people go to your website, There's a donation button on there, and when you click on it, that donation goes right into your wallet. The second way you receive funds are through the pool sharing donations. This is something that is new. When Sam put this together, the founder, he said, I want to give back to the people the most money we can. And that's what he did. Let's explore it. It's $250 to put together a project, and that's good for a full year. At the end of the year, if you still need to raise money, and we're going to talk about why you would need to do that in some big cases here. And also, you need to tell 2 people and sell them a project. Yes, I use the word sell. And the reason for that is because that's what we do. We help people get a project. So you know somebody, and I'm going to go use this here as an example. You go to Rick and you say, hey, Rick, how would you like to take your wife on a fantastic honeymoon for $250? He goes, yeah, great. What do I need to do? And he said, what you need to do is you need to create a project, and you need to share it with other people that'd like to raise money for other things. So he said, I like it. He watched the video and he said, I'm in. You're going to receive $120 commission when you do that. $120 is going to go into your pool sharing. Now, you need to share this with 2 people. That's the requirement. When I start something, I always want to know, what do I have to do? How long does it take me to get my money back? I paid $250 to get in. I just made $240. Okay, now what? You share it with one more person. You know somebody that needs to save for college? You enroll them. You tell them how it's going to work, how they can pay off their school loan. You'll be paid $120 for that. And $120 goes into your pool sharing. The company's going to take that $120 that's theirs, and they're going to give it back into a sharing pool, and you're going to get a chance to receive that. And I'm going to show you exactly how that works. But the first thing you need to know is it takes 2 people to qualify to receive that pool share. And I want everybody to understand that. It's not hard. All you do is text somebody this message I'm going to share with you. You can text them, you can email them, or you can call them and say, hey, would you do me a favor and would you watch a 3-minute video with me and tell me what you think? Some of them are going to say, I'd like to know more. Some of them are going to say, you know, it isn't for me. I don't have a need right now. And you'll say, thank you. But that's how you do it. Or you call them and just ask them the same question. You send them to the website. You don't even have to know how to do this because we'll do it for you. 4 times a day, we do this on the internet. And that's because we want to help people get promoted. We want to help you get those 2 people in 24 hours. And so we're giving you all kinds of incentive to do it. All you need to do is give out an invitation. You don't judge it. You just send it out and let the people decide for themselves what they'd like to do. The power of duplication. Now watch what happens here. They share their project with 2 other people. Maybe one of them knows somebody that would like to do something in serving admissions around the world, or somebody has a dental or medical need coming up, or maybe they had one and they've got to pay for it. Maybe they'd like to raise money for a new car or a used car. Maybe they've got a hobby that they'd love to be able to do and quit working and just do that hobby, or they're retiring and they need to raise money for their retirement. That's how this works. You just share projects with other people, and when they become a part of it, that starts to kick in the pool shares. These 4 people are going to do the same thing. They're going to share this with 2 others each. So now there's going to be 8 people in that. That's where the ballpark came in. Lady wants to take a vacation, take her family on vacation. That can be funded. My project is right here. I want to be an internet virtual marketer, teach people how to do this on the internet. I can reach a whole lot more people on the internet in 1 hour than I can working all day in my office. And I want to help, maybe people want a building project. I went to the home show, and at the home show, people were there for what purpose? They were dreaming. They wanted to do something in their home. They wanted to landscape. Maybe they wanted a pool, a new kitchen, a new bathroom, a sun porch, whatever it is. And they had some goals and dreams. And I had a booth out there. And as people came by, I shared with them how this worked. And I said, if all of you people here, you're all here for the same reason. You want to improve your home. If you guys would share this with one another, you guys could all get yourself funded raise the money you need, and have a great time doing it. I'm going to give you a disclaimer now because we're going to start talking about the money, because when I hear something like this, I want to know a couple things. One, I already shared with you. I want to know, what do I have to do? How long does it take me to get my money back? Can I do it? And then the other one is, can everybody else do it? And as I looked at this project here, I said, you know what? Everybody that's alive has a project goal and a dream. That's a lot of potential. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this. So I'm showing you examples of how it works mathematically. It isn't how it's going to work necessarily for you. And the reason for that is because you can't control what people do. I invited Mitch, and he went out and he invited 8 people the first week. I invited 6. I've got other people that haven't invited anybody yet. And the reason for that is some people have to know everything before they do anything. And so while they're studying, the rest of us are getting checks. So if you need to study, go ahead. We've got videos, we've got training. You can go read it all, and you can follow the directions, or you just get with your coach and say, what's the first step? And he'll say, invite 2 people. Just invite 2 people, invite 10 people to listen to this, and we'll take care of the rest. So that's what we're going to look at now. Here's how it's going to work and how it works mathematically. We're talking about pool sharing, so I wanted to use this picture here, and I have another reason for using this. But the first thing that you want to do is share this with how many people? 2. That's important. 2 people enroll, you'll receive $240 in your wallet, and $240 are going to go into the pool. Then what you're going to do is you're going to help 2 other people do the same thing. They're going to raise and make $240, put that in their wallet, and $240 into the pool. Let's just say, though, they're not fast starters. Are you going to let them get in your way? No, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put people into the 3rd floor. Why? You're going to invite people because you have a goal. You have a dream. So it doesn't matter whether you want to take it easy or whether you're ambitious and you want to get the job done. The first thing you do is go out and share this with other people. You will get paid $120. They're going to get credit for the pool money so that they'll be able to receive donations in these pools also. So you've helped a friend out, and it'll come back to you later. On the 3rd floor, 4 people are going to receive donations of $240 each. That's where this money went. It went into the pool. There's going to be $240 in there. It's going to be shared with 4 times for you, and you can get it as earned up to $960. Well, what does that mean? Remember how Mitch advanced up there quick? That qualifies me for a pool share. And as these other people come up, then I can receive up to $960. On the 4th pool, though, there's 12 people in that pool. The checks are going to be for $480 up to $5,760 total. On the 5th floor, there's 28 people there. Your share of the pool will be $960 each time somebody reaches this, and your total is going to be $26,880. On the 6th pool, there's 60 people there. Your checks are going to go up to $1,920. And the nice part about that is that you can be getting these checks all at different times in the same week. Because some people are going to do this quick. Some people are going to take their time. Somebody might get you up here to the 6th floor right away. You're going to get that check as people reach there. And we started out looking to raise $100,000. We reached $115,360. I want to stop there because that's what I wanted to show you. That's not a long time. That's not a lot of people. It's less people than all the other people took to raise funds, but we know these people. We know the people that are in our projects. I've been telling you about some of them that are in mine. But let's just say that you want to build a house like this. That's not going to do it. What it's going to take is a little bit more. So you're going to keep helping people. People are going to keep sharing. And on the 7th pool, you're going to have 124 people. The donations will be $3,840. I like the way the company did this. Okay, they're taking care of us. It's a total of $478,160. Now, when you build a nice house, you've got another problem. You want nice furnishings in that house. And so you're going to need more money. So you can keep going, but there's also more money right here. And I'll tell you about that a little bit later. But I just want to show you that the money is here to accomplish the goals, the visions that you have. On these levels up here, the Little League is going to have to go up here to this 9th level, 9th pool to receive that $1 million. And if you need to, if let's say you're talking to a church and the church says, we'd like to pay off our mortgage, or we'd like to build a new church and we need to raise $3 million, $5 million. We can do that. We can help. But let me give you an idea. You're the pastor of a church. And instead of asking the church to come together, and I remember when we burned our church mortgage, okay? Everybody gave money so the church could get rid of its mortgage. Today, Pastor, you can look at your congregation and you can say to them, let's burn the mortgages of everybody in the church. We'd like to have a celebration with a big bonfire and burn those papers. You can do that. How? Because by giving back to the members of your church and you making this a cooperative project and working together, you guys can begin to see this happen quickly. Now, the church is going to take longer because it needs to raise the most money. But you're going to see mortgages of all of your members getting paid for. And if your members have no debt, how is that going to affect your future offerings? You will never be in want again as a church. All you need to do is help and do what's good for your people, for your congregation. Crowdfunding is nothing more than passing the plate like you do on Sunday morning, except you're going to pass the plate and say, if any of you need anything, take some money out of the plate. And that's the difference. And so we're going to do that, and we want to share that with you. We'll show you how to do it. We'll show you how to set up a major project and how to get it funded. Rise Up makes its money because what you want to know, and I want to know, is how does the company make its money? They make their money 2 ways. One is there's no fees when you receive those donations. When people donate that money to the church, there's going to be no additional fees for that. $250 to set the project up. That's good for a year, and no other charges on the donations. The company makes its money this way. If you remember, it's $250 to buy a platform to set this up, a project. The fee for that is $10. That's the cost of the company being able to set this project up and maintain the services for it. Now, it actually is more than that, but they're going to wait. And they said, Sam said, we want to make our money when the people complete the project, when they start raising money and making money. And so what they do is they said, every time you receive a donation, we're going to deduct 20% up to $50. Now, what that means is if you get a check of $250 to $10,000 or more, there's only going to be a fee of just $50. Do you know anyone, that maybe yourself or a friend, that needs to raise money for any type of dream project? Get with us. We can help you. We can help you do and accomplish those goals, those things that you'd like to accomplish. We've got an early bird special to get you off to a fast start. We want to reward you, and this is crazy, okay? We want to reward you for doing what you're going to do anyway, but we're going to reward you for doing it faster. If you will make your first 2 sales your first week, I'm going to give you my debt elimination course that I've been teaching. It's a $350 course. It includes the software, the instructions, the videos of how to do that. We're going to show you how to save 100 of your mortgage payments, to eliminate 100 of them without refinancing, without increasing the payments. We're going to give you an analysis where you can look at it and see exactly what it's going to take and how long it's going to be good for. We do 4 of these webinar jams a day for you. And there's one more thing. If you make 5 sales your first week, I'm going to give you my Rise Up TV channel, your personal station that is going to be yours. that's going to allow you to be able to show this 24/7. So if you're a leader and you say, hey, I'd like to do this for my team, you might want to get a private channel and say, hey, team, we're going to do this and we're going to share this channel, or you can have your own, whatever's up to you. But all you need to do is click here, go to the Rise Up TV channel, and I want to show that to you. And here's what it looks like. What would you do if you were given $100,000 and told that you could do anything with it? All right, it's the whole presentation on one page. What you're going to do is you're going to invite people to it. I'm not going to play the video. Videos don't play well on a webinar. So you can, when you have this, it's going to play great. You just have people go to your website. Mine is WeShareFF.com. You go to that website, you have your guests enter their name, their email, and you make sure that they put your name here. You're the inviter. You're going to get credit for it. And then you ask them what they would do with the $100,000. If they say, Jenny wants to continue doing Bible studies at Notre Dame with Chinese people. She teaches them English and uses the Bible as her textbook. She wants to be able to, they feed them. She does 2 Bible studies a week. She's been doing that over 25 years. And they provide food. They take them out on trips and outings and give them Chinese Bibles so that they can follow it along in their own language and then learn the English in return. You see, when they come here, they think they know English, but they find out we don't understand their English. So they have to, my wife is very good at speaking slow. It would never work for me, but I can't help it. I get so excited. I just have to get excited. So we want to know what their goal is. I had a lady that said to me that she needed to raise $3,000 to publish some books for helping other people, to helping other women who had some special challenges. Maybe it was health, maybe it was a divorce. They needed to figure out how to get through whatever it is. She had written 7 different books and she wanted to get them printed. Then you come down here and the video I just showed you is right here. Now watch this. When you click on that video, it goes up to the top, to the full stage, and you're going to see the same presentation that I just shared with you. You wanted to see a testimony, you come down here, you can play these different testimonies. This is Dr. Dietrich. You punch that up, it comes up to the top, and that plays.
So Rise Up Today crowdfunding is in my...
And you can see that probably played pretty jerky for you, but it does not play that way when you play it on your TV, Rise Up TV station. This one here is a video that you're going to get from me when you invite your first 2 people, and that's how to get out of debt and to tame that debt. You've got to watch this video. If you want to know why we do what we do, this is the answer right here. It's people helping people in a meaningful way. Somebody wants to donate to your project, they would click on this donate button. Now, make sure it's the person you want to donate to. This is mine. But you would click on their donate button, and then the money would go straight to them, go right into their bank account. If you want to join, you come up here, click on the Join Us, and it goes right to their website. You go down below, you make sure their name is here, and then you go ahead and hit sign up. You make sure the person that invited you, their name is here, and you go ahead and fill it out with your name, your username, the phone number, your email, create a passcode, and then agree, and then go ahead and make your payment. And when you do that, you're going to be able to come right back up, log in, and create your project down here. You click on that to make your project, and you're on your way that quick. That's why we can get you promoted in 24 hours. We can get you qualified in 24 hours. Folks, that's all it is. Just get back with the people that invited you and say, hey, how soon can we get this going? And they can say right away. And if they don't know what to do, get a hold of your trainer. They'll know who that is, and they will help you, or join us. And we've got a whole video series on boot camp of how to do this and how it all works. Thanks for joining us today. Each day we're going to try to share stories of other people that are doing things, and we're looking forward to sharing your story with the rest. Thanks for joining us. This is Jim for Rise Up Today. See you again later.